If you are a parent of an ADHD child who gets angry, this video is for you. This is going to be ADHD anger control strategies that actually work. I am Ivan, I'm a parent coach. I help families raise ADHD kids. And today I want to help you understand why your child is getting so angry and how to handle all those big emotions. See, our brains, in a typical person, input comes in, stuff happens during the day, our brain does something with it, and then it just flows. And we can handle it. But when you're looking at an ADHD brain, the funnel or that pathway of where information goes can actually get narrow. You might have this happen when there's a whole bunch of stuff coming in, like your day is just super chaotic. Well, think about that being more chaotic. When you have ADHD, it just narrows, which means that the chaos happens sooner. Now, one of the coolest things about me is that recently I was just diagnosed with ADHD. So I'm looking back at all these strategies that I've been helping families with and helping clients with. And I realized that I had been testing them out on myself to see if they worked. And guess what? They work. So these are things that not only do I know from a clinical perspective, but I also know from a personal perspective that these things are tried and true, and they are fantastic strategies. So here we go. If you need help with this, I want you to reach out to me, but I'm going to give you something to do at the end of this video for you to take a couple steps forward and for me to be able to help you. So step number one, thing number one that is going to help you with anger control in your child who has ADHD, I want you to pause and listen. And this can be really hard. See, we as people get trained in our brains that when something happens, we have some sort of a response or a reaction. It's like something comes in and we just bounce it right back out. And that is not what's going to help your child who has anger struggles when they have ADHD. What you need to do is, instead of letting it bounce off, it's like you catch it and then you look, you're just pausing, and then you're going to decide before you react. You're then going to change that reaction into an action. You're making choices, and it allows you a moment to connect with your child so that they don't feel like they are just being, I don't know, not listened to, ignored, assumed of what their emotions are. There's so much going on with your child, and you just pausing is going to allow them to be like, oh, hey, I am being heard. The second thing is the next step. I need you to agree with your child, which sounds crazy, I know, because sometimes they are so far out there. Sometimes they are angry over the most incomprehensible things or backwards thinking or dangerous thinking. Maybe it's a safety issue, but you can still find ways to agree them. Wow, yeah, I totally get that. That sounds really frustrating. I can see why you want to do that. Man, you look really excited to do that. I can see that. It seems like a really fun idea. All of those are agreements. Not once did I say, yes, you should do that, okay? Because you still need to help them be safe and you still need to help them move forward. But when you agree with them, this is validation. This is incredibly important for the ADHD mind, because one of the things that happens in an ADHD mind, and again, knowing this myself, is something called rejection sensitivity dysphoria. And this is taking criticism or perceived criticism, and it becomes very, very personal, and it becomes very, very hurtful. And so when you immediately say, no, oh my goodness, not even taking a moment to consider my thought, maybe I am crazy, but when you don't even take that moment to consider my thought, wow, that's hurtful, it's dismissive, it's belittling, and your child is feeling these emotions, doesn't know how to communicate them back to you, and they are just shutting down, which clogs up the funnel, which increases the emotion, and now we're stuck in an emotional loop. So remember, first step is that you're pausing and listening. Catch that ball, look at it, agree, yeah, this is a ball. You are fantastic. You threw this to me. This is what it looks like. I can see why this is a desirable ball that we're playing catch with, okay? And then the third thing is that you're going to look for the need. Your child wants to communicate with you. Your child wants to connect with you, and you are their safety point, not the threat. They want to communicate you through the threat so that they feel safe and connected and secure. And knowing that can change how you act towards your child looking for the need. And most of the time, it does not have to do with the fact that they threw a ball. That's not really what's going on. Why did they feel the need to throw the ball? Why are they upset? And you might think, well, they're upset because I'm not giving them the Nintendo. They're upset because I'm not letting them go to the friend's house. There is some sort of clog in their brain. They have some sort of need. And what they say is how they're trying to express it, but that doesn't mean that what they say is accurate to why they feel that way. It might be that they had a long day. It might be that there was something else that overwhelmed them early. And so now their funnel's just clogged up. They just need time to let it unclog. And they need connection more than anything else. These 3 steps. Number 1, pausing and listening. Catch that ball and just pause. The next thing is validate. Yep, that's a ball. The third one is to look for the need. Why did they throw the ball at me? I want you to comment below which of those 3 things you feel that you struggle with the most as a parent. And let's start the conversation.